All right, I hit the big red button. Welcome to the show, people. I'm joined by Joel Birch. What's going on, man? It's been a little bit since we talked last. What's good?
What's up, dude? Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Of course, you're sitting in your new office. You were already working at the Chicago Board of Chicago. What's it called? Mercantile Exchange.
Yeah, yeah, Chicago Board of Trade. We're across the street from the CME.
Is it a little ironic working for a crypto company, building your own crypto companies, and always kind of being right there on the old school commodities exchanges?
I
Right.
love it, dude. I love it. And I'm in the new building, so if you know anything about the Board of Trade, they had the original building, and then they built a building right next to it with like an atrium. And so the office that I just moved into, it's got all glass that look down on the atrium, and I ordered a neon buy Bitcoin sign online, and I'm going to hang it in the window, so everybody who walks into the Board of Trade will know that the new kids are moving in.
So all the gold traders,
See how long until they make me take a day.
all the boomer Bitcoin traders, the gold traders, the guys trading cattle every single day will see buy Bitcoin.
That's right.
That's the goal.
That's right.
That's epic, dude.
Yes, sir.
The reason I wanted to have you on is because you are building what I think is the best tool for active traders, but also the everyday investor in crypto. And also because you just raised $1 million from one of the fastest builders who's been pretty successful, you could say, in building one of the biggest crypto exchanges. How the hell did that go down? How did you get hooked up with Sam, raise $1 million, and keep this venture going?
Yeah, man. So it's been a pretty exciting time. Truth be told, we've been working um, on building this network for quite a while. And while we were building the first version of the Stack platform, we wanted to focus first on like good product market fit, right? So that involved working very closely with exchanges, whereby we'd be automating trades for users and making sure we can provide the best experience. So FTX being a big, fast moving, fast growing exchange was naturally one of the first exchanges we wanted to integrate with. And so we integrated with them like anyone else would. And when we started reaching out to them and saying like, hey, listen, we just did $10 million in volume yesterday on the exchange, let's have more conversation just about how we can work together. They were very quick, and this was months back. They were very quick to be like, yeah, let's hop on a call, and kind of the rest is history. Like you said, Sam Bankman-Fried, he's an animal, and he's getting involved in a lot of things. You'll see Alameda Research name on a lot of seed rounds, and they've been super helpful.
That's when the news came out, it was a perfect synergy, but it's got to just feel so good. I mean, it keeps the lights on,
Yeah,
but
man.
you guys
I
are already
mean,
doing all the right things. How much volume do you do on a normal day stacked?
oh, like 10 million or so. I mean, because it fluctuates so much
Sure.
depending on volatility. Today will be a very high volume day. Yesterday might have been a pretty low volume day.
Yep.
Just with that recent Bitcoin dump, we expect to see a huge influx in volume. But one of the things that I like to point out is when it comes to the decision to like raise money for us, we wanted to get that product market fit. So we waited to do the seed round until we were profitable. Now we were profitable with a very small team and running quite lean. Me and my founder didn't pay ourselves for some period of time. And we got to that point, and then we decided, now that we have this, we can continue to reinvest and grow slowly, or we can kind of take a bet, sell a little bit of equity, and try to accelerate growth.
Good, good. Love to see it. Love to hear it. All right, let's get into this, Joel, because there's probably quite a few people that are saying you're doing $10 million of volume every single day, and maybe they haven't heard of you yet. And I want to demo the platform, right? Like this is really how everyone outside of crypto trades. When you log into E-Trade or you log into your stockbroker's website or you log into your robo-advisor, you're not logging into the actual exchange. You're not on the NYSE. You're not on the Chicago Board of Trade. You're trading through a broker. And then the broker takes your
Right.
order when you want to buy a stock and they route it to the exchange. And I think this is where all crypto trading is going. You're not going to just directly connect to Binance or directly connect to BitMEX. I'm going to say a prayer and hope BitMEX is still around a little bit. You're not going to directly connect to Coinbase, whatever it is. You're going to connect to a platform like Stacked that lets you control and invest and trade on all those exchanges. And it also has tools where you can slide to cash if you want, or you can slide to Bitcoin if you want. And I think the best way to go through that would just be to demo the platform. So pop that up. I want to see this thing,
Sure.
and we'll walk through how it works.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to be trading on this soon, if they aren't already. And let's take a look at it.
Yeah, appreciate that. Great intro as well. And we'll definitely hop right in. Just a little bit of context. We launched our beta in January, and what Stacked is today and where Stacked is going, definitely, as you might expect, are two different things. Where we are today is the execution engine, and that's basically our bot marketplace, which I'll jump in and show you.
Yep.
And so we'll kind of start there, and we'll take a look at the Algo Marketplace and kind of what it is, and then we'll talk a little bit more about where we're going, because as you mentioned, we closed the seed round. We've just hired a few more developers. We have some pretty lofty goals that we're looking forward to trying to hit. So without further ado, I'll just kind of jump right in and share my screen.
Sure.
If you go to trystack.com, you can check it out as well.
All right, cool. I'm going to make one note, Joel, too, before you kick this off. If you're listening to this episode on iTunes and Spotify, first off, I love all you guys that listen to the audio versions. But if you do want to see this, going over to YouTube, we're going to walk through it because I really just want to understand how the hell this platform works. I firmly believe that most people are going to be trading this way, so we can walk through it in audio as well. But to get the full kind of experience, pop over to YouTube. We have the website up. So how does this work? Explore the bot marketplace. Let's walk through this.
Yeah, so again, today the product is definitely geared towards people who are looking to tap into a trading bot, someone who is accustomed to trading on BitMEX or FTX or Bybit or Binance futures or KuCoin futures or what have you, and they're interested in, using some trading algorithms. So we started by building the bot marketplace, and so that's what we'll start with now. I'm already actually logged in. Now, I am here in the United States, so I don't personally trade on FTX or Bybit or BitMEX or any of the exchanges that the bot marketplace works with right now. So I'm logged into my developer's account. He's overseas, and he is what we would call a power user. So logged in, this is what his actual dashboard looks like. And there's a couple of things that I'll point out, and then, of course, I'll turn it over to you, and we can kind of go in from there.
Sure.
Essentially, at the top here, you have all of your connected assets. So in this case, this user has accounts across like FTX and Bybit, and as well as Binance. So that means he's got some futures trading that he's doing, and he's also got some spot like investments that he's doing. And as you can see, he's also got some heavy exposure to Tether in this case. So the first thing, like I said, is the Algo Marketplace. In this case, this particular user is currently subscribed to a handful of algos. You can see he's subscribed to GainseyBot, this trend bot here, Altcoin Psycho's algo, so on and so forth. Now, again, he's a power user. He's also one of the lead developers of the platform. So he's got access to a good handful of algos. The average user has one or two.
Sure.
But essentially, a user jumps into this marketplace, and what they're doing is they're just deciding, which particular bot they might want to, try to run on their own. And what you can do is essentially filter when this loads up here. It's a little slow on the delay. You can see all the different algos, and you can actually see them like a list view, and then you can filter by performance or different things like that.
Sure. And just to give some context, for the average person who buys Bitcoin on Coinbase, let's say they move it into Binance, they start playing alts, or let's say they do want to get more active in trading. One of the paths that people take or naturally at least are interested in are automating some of their decisions, right? Looking at if the market's trending up, what kind of signal did I get that, volume-wise or momentum-wise or moving average-wise that tells me to buy. And then that algorithm will also tell me to sell. And this is a list of people who have published bots on Stacked. And then once you're a Stacked user, you can look at the back-tested performance and the live performance of these algorithms, and then you can choose to allocate some of your Bitcoin to them. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
accurate description?
That's exactly right. So Stacked, we are the platform. Okay, we are your home, right? But we are not the creators of these algos. The reality is, especially in the crypto world, there are a ton of really talented algo developers, but there's a problem. Running an algorithm is difficult. If it usually requires you to run a premium version of TradingView and set up custom alerts and send those over to like an Alertatron or some type of execution kind of processor and set up all this stuff. So with us, we said, listen, you have yourself an algo. You can place it on the marketplace. You can charge what you want for it. So you'll see algos that people charge $100 a month for, up to $400 a month. Some of which come with like free trials and stuff like that. And you can make it available to consumers, and we will handle everything else. We'll handle the credit card payments, the customer service. We'll handle the executing of the trades and all the UI. So in this example, I'll show you from my dashboard. Uh, this particular user um, is subscribed to two different bots right now, and they're both in active shorts. So what you see on my screen is you have an Ether bot that's in an active short, and you have this is a Bitcoin bot. It's called Samurai Scalp, and this is a Bitcoin bot that's also in a short. So when I was messaging him this morning, seeing if I could use his account, he thought it was pretty good timing because with the BitMEX news that just came out, the market dumped, and he was obviously logging in. Now, listen, sometimes the bots get it wrong, right? But the ones that he subscribed to uh, got it right in this case. And so I just clicked onto the Bitcoin bot, and essentially to set up an algo is as simple as connecting your exchange via API, which takes about 30 seconds, and we have all the instructions on how to do that. And so you can see he has his FTX account connected. And then you just tell Stacked how much equity of that account you want to use. We support sub accounts as well. So if you're one of those users that has a ton of sub accounts, you can use that. You tell Stacked how much equity or how much leverage, sorry, to use. And then you hit save. From that point forward, the bot just, the platform just executes all those trades for you. Now, as you can see, I'm in or in this account here, we're in a profitable short. So, I'm not going to do it for him, but you could go in and close that from Stacked or take partial profit, right?
Sure.
Close 50% of it or something. And you can manually intervene with the algo.
Okay.
You can also leave the algo on the default settings. But the one thing I really want to point out when it comes to the Algo Marketplace is that all the performance that you saw on that marketplace screen, when you go into the marketplace here and you see bots that are up 200% and all these different numbers, you're going to naturally wonder, like Moon Overlord's bots up 47 and Trend King's up 200. So right off jump, it might look like this particular bot is better because it has higher performance, but each bot is unique. So if you go in and take a look at the algo on the marketplace, what you'll see is the historical performance for every time frame. So you can just change the time frame. And this is based only on live signals that we have received in real time. So this is not backtest hypothetical performance. This is the actual full trading history, as you can see here. In this case, 93 trades for this particular algo. You can see every trade it's ever made. And then you can go and change the leverage and the equity to see how that would have affected the performance. But by default, it's on like the default settings.
Yeah.
And then you can toggle on and off fees because fees are obviously hugely impactful to trading. So you can see the profit with and without fees.
So this is important. So
that's the algo market.
When you're on Stacked, and really this is important for any trader, is there's trading bots you see out there on Yahoo Finance, cover some. I see one every single day on YouTube of some kid who said he made a bot that is going to 2x your money in a month.
Yeah.
And there's some on Twitter with 10 or 20,000 followers, and people go nuts when it says it's going long, but you never really know how it's doing on Stacked. And what we're looking at right now, this allows you to see real money trades, not historical backtest what it could have made, not what it says they made on a Twitter or on a YouTube video. This is live money. You can see the performance of everything stacked against each other.
And so we have this coming soon section too, Luke, where all bots kind of go to earn their stripes, if you will. So as you would imagine, we have hundreds of bot authors who are contacting us saying, I want to list my algo. It's up 8,000% in the last year.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, cool. Go ahead and list it. So we get them listed, and then we just let the system collect live trading data, live signals from that bot until it either dies, as you'll see in here. There's algos that'll probably never come out of the decline they're in. Or sees a lot of success. And then, of course, that's good. So in some way, shape, or form, there's a little bit of vetting going on here where by the time it makes it over to our marketplace, you can at least trust that it's had a healthy chunk of trading history for you to make your decision on. At the end of the day, there's still a ton of risk using trading bots, but we've had users make really incredible returns running a variety of different strategies.
So
And again, it took 2-3 clicks.
what percentage of bots would you say get submitted to Stacked and then end up in the graveyard or just don't ever make it to something I could log in and use? Like what is 50%? Is it higher than that? Like 75% of bots people publish or algorithms people publish and then they just don't work. Like what percentage is that?
Yeah, so I should have an exact percentage, but the truth is the vetting period varies so
Yeah,
much for each algo, but it could be as long as 90 days. So we actually have coming soon algos that are ready to go live that have been testing for 4 months, and we have others that will be testing for 4 weeks. And so it's not super cyclical.
I get it.
If I had to guess, I would say at least half are never going to make it.
Yeah,
Now we will work towards a place where users may still be able to access those coming soon algos if they want to. It's kind of the higher risk section,
sure.
right? Because who are we to tell you what you can and can't use if you want to try to use something? But that's something that is yet to be decided.
Cool. All right, that's for the traders. That's for the active traders and I firmly
That's for
believe
10% of you out there.
yeah, and for people listening to this show, I imagine there's probably more traders in that mix than there is in the general population. But
Yeah.
automation is just something. It's something to get excited about. It's something you see. It's always something that when you first learn about it, you say, "Man, that's going to make me rich as fuck." And then you kind of realize there isn't a shortcut to success. It's going to take a long time. It's not a money box. Even if they do very well, it still takes time. There's still risk. But that's
There's drawdown.
exactly. But that's for the active trader that's interested in automation. What I'm pretty excited about with your platform is what it allows investors to do. And this is, I think, what you've been building out a lot since we last spoke. So what's like on the investment side? How does that differ, and what do you guys have to offer?
So this is our main product offering that is going to be really expanded upon in the coming 6 months to a year. Okay, so for all of you people out there, some may take interest in a trading bot, and that's great. But for everyone who just wants to either manage their own portfolio, lock up some tokens in a lending protocol to earn interest, or buy or follow either a managed fund or an index, that's kind of we're building the all-in-one solution. So what you see on his dashboard here is you see the indexes that he currently is running. He's got a modified DeFi index here, and then he's actually got what's called the Protos index. So I'll give you this is cool because again he's kind of a power user, and you'll be able to see what is coming for on both sides of the marketplace.
Cool.
If I go and take a look at indexes here, basically what I'm going to see is a bunch of pre-built portfolio. That's what an index is. Okay, it's just a pre-built portfolio, and in our case, we model these off of pretty well-known public indexes. So for instance, we have what we call the Creekwise 10. And this is just modeled after the digital asset fund by that's overseen by Bitwise from Morgan Creek.
Hmm.
It's not technically sponsored by Morgan Creek or anything like that, but we keep an eye on their index, which they update monthly, and then we update the index here. And what this allows a user to do is very easily say, listen, I got a little bit of Bitcoin on my Binance account. So they connect their Binance account.
Yep.
And I can now invest in the index that I see on the Morgan Creek website, or I can invest in this popular F5 index or what have you. So that's kind of the idea at the top. I'm actually going to jump in and show you the ones that he really runs.
Okay.
The first one is the DeFi index. As you can see, this DeFi index, and this is spot. There's no leverage here, right? This is just in long-term investing. At one point, it was up over 2,000% on the year, and it's
DeFi
made up of
DeFi's
all
had a
those
good year.
popular DeFi coins. DeFi's had a great year, right? So you can see it's got Comp and KNC and Lend and Ren and Augur and Balancer within this index. Now, the default index looks like this. It's just an equal weighted index of those 10 coins. And all you do is you tell Stacked, use my Binance holdings. You tell Stacked what percentage of your available Bitcoin you want to invest, in this particular index. He had it at 73. And then you just come down here and you click Update Portfolio. And it will then use that selected Bitcoin. It'll buy all those assets in those equal weights. And if you decide to enable rebalancing, it'll automatically rebalance those assets over time as well. Now, in his case, he's made modifications. So if I click reset to prior, you'll see he actually at one point came in and it looks like he moved a good chunk of his portfolio to Bitcoin.
Okay.
So guys, if you're looking at this, let's say this was your portfolio and you started to get pretty bearish, you could come over to the Tether. You could just move this all the way up and you can instantly move, an equal percentage of all your holdings into Tether and update your portfolio in 5 seconds. And then when you're ready to buy again and you're bullish again, you can just come and move that all the way back down, right? Or do the same, moving in and out of Bitcoin. So it's just a super simple way for any, like a first grader could manage their crypto portfolio like this.
And the mechanism that's allowing this to happen, you connect your Binance account or any exchange. It doesn't matter. I imagine Binance is the most popular. They have most of the coins that are going to be in a DeFi index. So if I connect my Binance account, I have 10 Bitcoins on it, like in this little demo here. I click buy
Yep.
index. Stacked is then looking at these percentages and actually making the purchase, right? It's sending the orders through your API. It's doing all that for you.
Yeah. It takes it takes a few seconds. So I don't, have really much reason to open Binance anymore. But if I had Binance open on the other tab, and I don't have access to my developer's Binance account, but if I did, once I click update here on Stacked, you'd see all of your holdings on your wallet page update within usually 3 to 5 seconds.
Okay.
And so it goes through and just instantly, reallocates it however you see fit. What we're looking at here is an actively managed index, and we're going to be building this out a lot more. So stay tuned, kind of in the near future. But Protos is an investment fund out of Switzerland.
Okay.
Now, this only works with Binance, so you have to have a Binance account in order to use this right now. But essentially, you same idea. In this account, he's got 0.17 Bitcoin. So as you can see, he's got 99% of his available Bitcoin that he has invested in this particular portfolio. And what happens is if you have auto index update turned on, every single Friday, the manager of this account, the manager of the Protos fund, which is a large hedge fund, again, out of Switzerland, goes in and they update the whole portfolio. And so when you log in, so when he logged in last Friday, he saw that 91% of the portfolio had been moved to Tether. Well, that's a good thing because the market's taken a shit over the
Oh yeah.
last week. So that's actually been a pretty profitable move. When he logs in this Friday after the next update, it may be 91% Bitcoin, or maybe all these coins are completely different. It updates completely automatically. It's essentially like investing into a hedge fund without all the barriers of entries to investing in a hedge fund. You hold your own crypto on Binance, but you can still get this like managed strategy from someone who does it for a living. And I think that's super cool.
It's allowing people to, in the same way that I think everyone will be using this platform or platforms like this instead of going directly to the exchange. I mean, this is also the kind of products people buy when they're buying stocks. Most people don't play with, well, I guess most people our age probably do now play with stocks individually and buy Tesla, but the average person, the average investor, just buys the S&P index, or they just buy,
Exactly.
the NASDAQ or whatever it is if they own exposure to
And they
tech.
should.
Yeah. So this is,
And they should.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I'll have someone say, well, I've outperformed that particular algo, or I've outperformed that index. That's great that you've done that. But the reality is 99% of people haven't.
Yeah.
For the most part, you're going to be best served if you're a passive investor, putting getting some type of diversification across your crypto assets into something that you care about. And so the next version of Stack that you'll see in a couple months, we'll do a follow-up show when this V2 comes out,
Yeah.
is really closing the loop, allowing you to manage all of your portfolio and really, I mean, just kind of do everything that we just talked about at another level. And it's really going to help people get control of their finances when it comes to their investments here in crypto.
Um, Let me think here. Joel, is there anything else you want to show on this before I pop back to both screens of our faces? Or anything else
I
we
would
should
just
talk
say
about
that,
demoing?
from the demo perspective, I think it's, pretty straightforward. What I would remind people is that when you're using a trading bot, which is our most popular product right now, I encourage people to have some fun and use a couple of algos. But I gotta stress that if you're going to be an algo user, you have to have patience over a long period of time. All the performance you see on the site is usually going to be better over a longer period of time. So just keep in mind that these are not, it's not a way to get rich quick. It's not a way to like over leverage yourself and get wrecked. If you use these products responsibly, though, it can be a really fun way to kind of stay in the market, get some action. As you see, this is a full stack developer who never traded crypto in his life before he started building Stacked, and he's got two short positions open right now. That's pretty cool for him to get that kind of exposure, right? He's got a DeFi index. He's got some cash holdings that are earning interest on Binance. So I think it's pretty cool, and I definitely encourage anyone that they want to check it out.
have the end the share screen because I'm going to build on that too, but I'm going to have it go back to us. Um, yeah, lucky for him, the BitMEX news comes out. I never want to see the market dump, but if you're going to have a day where the market does dump on particularly negative news, it's probably good to be
Yeah.
following two algos that help you get short while you're sleeping. You didn't have to track anything. You didn't have to make the call. The algo and the bot made it for you. Nice way to live.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
That's a pretty good setup. So what else is in the pipeline, man? There's a lot of things you're going to build with this. I think one of the things that I'm most excited about when we chat in a couple months, I imagine you're going to have it done sooner than that. You guys build pretty quick. Is that people, myself included, will be able to basically get into hedge funds or get into indexes that you wouldn't have access to. You have to, file a bunch of paperwork. It's really tough. Then they manage your coins, right? Like, I think that's one of the most exciting features. But what about in the DEX side of things? I know you've talked a little bit about that. Are people going to be able to trade on DEXs through this? How's that going to work? Because there's quite a few people that maybe fell in love with Uniswap over the past 6 months, and they say, okay, this is cool for Binance. This is cool for BitMEX. Can I also play the DEX game on Stacked?
Yeah, totally, man. It's a great question. The simple answer is we aim to be able to help you get access to like very high quality investment strategies, regardless of where you live and regardless of how you choose to custody your crypto. So, though one of our big investors is FTX, but by way of Alameda Research, we support a lot more exchanges, obviously, and that's
Right.
going to continue to come. So we were fortunate to get approved by the Serum community, which is a very popular, growing decentralized exchange, to be part of the Serum grant program. So that allowed us to take some even more additional funds and make some hires that we're working on right now to build directly on top of the Serum ecosystem. So what this means is that everything I just showed you that you can currently do on Stacked if you have a Binance account, the idea is in the near future, you'll be able to custody your own crypto in your own Ethereum wallet and use Stacked to interact with those decentralized platforms, but in a user experience that feels like 2020. No disrespect to, my friends at Curve, but if you've seen their website, it's Windows 98, you know,
It looks
by
cool.
design,
It
but
looks cool, but it's so
it
shit,
looks
especially
cool to
trading on
like the
Uniswap.
retro.
Oh man, it's so
Yeah.
shit.
So we're looking to help fix that.
Good, good. I'm here for it. What's your take
Yeah.
on Stacked out of the way? What's your take on this BitMEX news that just happened? I look at this, and I'm actually a fan of what Arthur's built. I know there's probably some people that cheered about it and said BitMEX should go down. BitMEX is terrible for the industry. I lost money on BitMEX. They trade against our customers. I think it's pretty incredible that BitMEX has been able to let everyone trade that however much Bitcoin they want. It's never been hacked. It's been around for years. Always been the most liquid.
Yeah.
What do you think this actually affects the market in a negative way for a while, or how do you think this plays out?
Well, what I think how I think it affects the industry as a whole versus how I think it's going to affect the market are definitely, two different things. So I work closely with a couple of people within that organization because we work, as I mentioned, very closely with the exchange partners we support.
Yeah.
And so they actually messaged my team directly not long ago with a official kind of statement from the BitMEX team, which in short says that they strongly disagree with the heavy-handed decision to bring on these charges. They're going to defend the allegations vigorously, and that they've always sought to comply with federal and local laws. In the meantime, the BitMEX platform will continue to operate. Withdrawals will continue to be processed as normal.
Yeah.
Everything's normal and funds are safe. So there's two issues here. There's BitMEX, the organization, which has been slapped by the CFTC. BitMEX has billions of dollars, quite literally. They will pay the appropriate fines. They'll make the appropriate changes. And I think if you're a fan of using the BitMEX exchange, you'll probably still be able to do that. If you are looking specifically at the team, if those allegations prove true, of course, then they're criminal allegations, and then there's a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
In terms of what it means for price action, though, short term, I think it's super bearish. This sucks. BitMEX is a huge player. This is going to scare a lot of people. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's funny. I'm not rooting against BitMEX.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of sucks. But I can also understand, where the regulators would be coming from if in fact the allegations are found to be true.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's going to take so long to play out. I remember the Tether news and the Bitfinex saga, which seems like it goes on every
Years.
single year. People don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore. So I imagine BitMEX will play out
Yeah.
something similar. We'll probably still be talking about it in 2021, maybe 2022. They're going to be fighting it. The U.S. will be fighting their case. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But I think that the positives to take away from this are there are probably going to be some good value buys pretty soon for Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market if everything dips based on this. Nothing has changed long term for Bitcoin's value. And then the other positive is
Right.
for people that are finding out about your platform today, now there's a way that they can, when news like this comes out, if an algorithm catches it, they can get short. So there's a lot of different ways to play this, make some money on it. For the people that are panicking about the news, Bitcoin isn't
Well,
going
if you
anywhere.
wanted to buy all those DeFi tokens, how many people were FOMOing to DeFi tokens? Well, now the DeFi index is down like 50%. So it's a great time to scoop in and get longer term exposure to those DeFi tokens if you think this is going to be kind of a temporary dip.
Exactly. We'll see how that all plays out, but it's going to be fun to watch. Joel, I'm going to be watching what you're building, man. This is pretty special. How can people get set up today? Is it live right now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can check out the bot marketplace. Go to trystacked.com. You can check out the Algo Marketplace. You can check out the different indices that work with Binance. Just keep in mind a lot more exchanges coming soon, fully enhanced mobile experience, all kinds of changes. So at the very least, make sure you get on the list by putting your email on the website. That way we can keep you up to date when we launch all this cool new stuff.
Do you have a bot in particular people should take a look at? I know Gainsey has some of the most popular bots on Twitter. Is there any out there that you think deserve more attention off the top of your head? Is there one that people should look at or at least peek at the performance?
No, I can't honestly say that there's one because
That's tough.
the truth is some algos are similar enough that they trade off the same type of
Yeah,
indicators and have very similar success. At the end of the day, the marketplace was designed in a way that allows you to get full transparency. You want to know anything about what a bot has done since we've had it listed on the platform, you can see that. And then you can make the decision as to what one makes the most sense. But you can always live chat with us on the site 18 hours a day. We have someone covering live chat to help you through that process if you have any questions.
cool. Well, people listening, go check that out. Try Stacked. The link will be in the description on audio on iTunes and Spotify. Pardon me, I can't talk today. And then on YouTube, it will be down in the description as well. Excited you could come on, man. It's good to talk again. I think Corona's actually kind of
Always.
clearing up here in the Midwest. Well, I shouldn't say clearing up, but life's almost back to normal. I need to make my way back up north and check out the new office. I'm sure we can get beers at maybe even a sporting event sometime in the next year. I'm getting more optimistic on all of it. We'll see.
Man, if we're only so lucky. Thanks for having me on,
Yeah,
dude.
if we're
Appreciate
only
it.
so lucky. Peace, Joel. All right.
See you, man.